This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
Deborah is with us in Los Angeles. Hi, Deborah. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks so much. I've been listening to you guys for years and appreciate all you do.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. I have a question for you. I've been listening for a long time, and yesterday I went in to adjust my own investments because we've been focused on other things. I wanted to get everything set up in the 4 different types of mutual funds you mentioned. And the guy who is not a Ramsey certified financial pro, but he mentioned a term that I'd never heard before. When I brought up mutual funds, he asked me if I'd considered ETFs. And I have no idea, or I hadn't heard what that was. He explained it to me, and it sounds very similar to a mutual fund. So I was just wondering if you could clarify what the difference is and why a mutual fund is better than an ETF.
I don't know that a mutual fund is better than an ETF. ETF just means exchange-traded fund. And for purposes you would use it for, they're very, very similar. They're almost identical. It's a group of stocks. And if you're buying an exchange, typically what people will do for an ETF is something like an index fund, like an S&P 500. And so it'd just be a group of stocks in there. Now, sometimes brokers will try to get you to buy and sell in your portfolio a lot, and they like an exchange-traded fund for that better. And so if you're setting it up to do, like you'd set up a brokerage account to buy and sell stocks in, I would not use it for that. But if you're using it like a mutual fund just to buy and hold, you're going to find it's almost identical, that you're not going to notice any difference in the practical use of it. So sometimes I hear things like, well, Dave Ramsey's against ETFs. I'm not against ETFs. I don't mind. What I want you to have is a diversified portfolio. Mutual funds, ETF, is either one of those will give it to you. What I don't want you to do with an ETF is start buying and selling all the time. And I don't want you to use any vehicle of investing that prompts you to constantly be jumping in and out, because every time the news is good, by the time the news is good on the stock market, you're late. You should have already been in. By the time the news is bad, it's already too late for you to get out. And so people that try to jump in and out based on the news, and you're not saying that, Deborah, I'm just saying, but in general, if you're trying to use an ETF to time the market, we call it, then that use is not something that, that we would tell people to do ever. Because I don't time the market. I just buy and hold. I never sell it. I just buy and keep it. And, the stock market went down. Yeah, I know. Stock market went up. Yeah, I know. And if I just sit there, then I'm fine. And so, but for your purposes, Deborah, I think he's fine as long as you're going to stick with it, and as long as he's not, your planner is not recommending the ETF for purposes of timing the market or buying and selling or constantly trading on your funds. I don't be trading on my funds all the time. I buy them and hold them. The only time I sell a fund is if it's just completely underperforming its category over a long period of time. And I don't remember the last time I sold one. It's been a long, long time. Because I play long ball all the time, play long ball. I'm always thinking, what's this going to be 10 years from now? What's it going to be 20 years from now? Not 10 days from now, not 10 months from now. The emotions don't drive it. And again, Deborah, you're not being accused of any of that, but I'm trying to couch my ETF answer here so I don't get misunderstood again. Because I'm not anti-ETF, I'm anti-timing. And I'm anti-constantly trading.
Because it's effectively gambling. If you try to play the market, you can really get
burned quickly. You're no longer investing, you're speculating.
That's correct, yep.
And you are, from a statistical standpoint, not a spiritual standpoint, you are gambling.
Right.
And so, and sometimes I hear people say, in the Christian world that I'm in, they'll say stuff like, well, all stock market is gambling and you shouldn't be doing that. Well, you don't understand what gambling is. Gambling is based on it's a game of chance.
Right. Yep.
Meaning you don't have any control or any insight.
That's right.
Over the output.
That's right.
Investing is you buy a piece of real estate. Why? Because real estate's always gone up, and real estate in that neighborhood's a great neighborhood. It's got nice trees, and it's going to be good, and whatever, or if you're in Arizona, nice cactuses, or whatever it is, right? And so, but we have actual outputs that we're measuring, and we can look at the probabilities, and it's not just a deck of cards. It's not a slot machine. There's a complete difference, and there's a difference in the spirit by which you go at those things. So none of that has to do with Deborah, but Deborah, thanks for the question.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about investing, visit RamseySolutions.com/investing or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.